Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is CryptoVatsik. Nothing of what you're about to see is considered financial advice. Let's go. Okay, today I'm going to be covering Cardano. So we're going to look first at the fibs that this entire cycle had, basically from the bottom of the COVID crash here in 2020 to the top of the cycle. But even though it's price levels that interacted with these fibs in the past, I think it's good to look back because these are going to be some key areas in the future on the next cycle. So first off, we see obviously the price interacting with a lot of different levels here, right? And this mid-range area was quite a significant area, and we'll get into more of that, why that might have been. But you can see lots of interaction with the 23.6 fib, the 38.2 fib, then here even at the 50th a couple times as resistance on the way down, and then just breaching that, heading to the next one, and then up as resistance. Just basically those SR levels that are getting played around with. So it's good contextually to understand this, what's going on. And ultimately you could have traded these levels on the way up and then on the way down as well. But if we just bring back this zone that I had said was a key zone, it's really just because it was the previous cycle all-time high back here in 2018. And so you can see there's a kind of that shelf here that was kind of established, halfway through this cycle to the top, and then on the way back down, a little bit of reaction as well, a bit faster trading faster through it, but ultimately lots of interaction on that level here once we finally broke all-time high and went into price discovery. So we'll go ahead and mark that as a key level, and then there's a few other areas that I would really like to draw your attention to, just key areas. Another one being this bear market rally that we had down here after the complete collapse. Okay, nice bear market rally you can see. And that, obviously lining up really nicely here with this previous area of bullish consolidation that led to the move up here that we can see. And then we'll just mark that level as well, because this was obviously a significant breakout from down here, right? So you can see these previous highs, not able to breach that bear market ceiling. And then once we did breach it, it acted as our level of support here. So for some accumulation, reaccumulation, and then taking off and then really breaking to the upside. And what you'll also notice is this with this high here, it formed quite a base back here that during this bear market. Lots of support at this range here when we bounced and had a major market rally. I mean, this is a very significant rally that we had on Cardano, 155% area to really bring us up to this high until eventually we started to make our actual bottom of the cycle. Okay, so it's an important level that I will get more into here in just one second. So these are going to be my key levels that I'll be watching for a potential cycle bottom on Cardano at this point, okay? And so one of the things I start to look at too is the classic sell model. So what is the sell model? The sell model is essentially a full cycle model that you can identify accumulation zones, reaccumulation zones, distribution, and then redistribution zones, and then basically full circle repeating the same process. And we saw that back here, okay, in the 2018 bull run here where we peaked out, and we're seeing it again at this point in my opinion. So let's just go ahead and just mark those zones on the chart here. So we're going to start off with our accumulation zone. So I'm going to take it from pretty far down here, although there is definitely an argument to be said that there is accumulation happening at these lower levels, but really you're starting to look at that accumulation before a breakout, right? And so where was that, right? So basically this whole general area right here, I'm going to mark out essentially as our first original accumulation area down here that led to this move up, okay? That started the beginning of this move, and then obviously our massive breakout above this level here around 37 cents. So that's, for me, kind of the beginning of this move. And so we're going to mark out, I know it's quite a large area, but that's what we're going to go with for now. And then ultimately, we had our breakout from here that led us up into this reaccumulation / consolidation zone that we'll put blue. Okay, and so this is the first two stages, right? So we have our accumulation, our reaccumulation after the breakout of this area down here, and then leading up to what is the peak, otherwise known as our first stage of distribution, which will make gray. Then we've got our high probability sell zone in red, and then we've got our redistribution zone. in red as well, okay? And so this is your full sell model, okay? These stages, and the last stage of the sell model is basically from down here. It's a very similar story. We're going to get our accumulation zone at some point, okay? And so what does this mean? Well, it means that if nothing seriously bad goes on as a whole as an industry, then we can expect a similar cycle, right? So we've seen one here, we've seen another one here, and we can expect something similar in the future, okay? So from this full cycle, we'll enter our accumulation zone down here at some point. However, there's a caveat to this, and that is bringing us back to some similarities that I'm seeing in the previous bear market that we had, okay? So you'll notice on the previous bear market, okay, after this full sell model came to completion, or right before it came to completion, we bounced on this previous zone of consolidation, that breakout, right? That original breakout that led to this move. We bounced right off of it hard, right? We had our bear market rally here that you can see, and then it wasn't our true bottom. So this was just a temporary local bottom for quite some time. So there's lots of money to be made in the meantime. But then we came all the way back down, we breached those lows, had a bit of a pump, and then we came down and made ultimately our real bottom. Okay? And so I think that we have yet to have seen this bear market rally, this true bear market rally that really tricks people into thinking the bull market's back. And there's two areas here that I really want to bring to your attention. This area right here, okay? So we're going to make that yellow, and we came right up into yellow, okay? And so what I think we will see is I think that we'll come to a temporary bottom soon, and it'll trick a lot of people into thinking that's the real bottom and the bull market's back. And that is to say, if everything stays somewhat stable with everything going on with FTX right now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm sticking to the charts, and I think that unless crypto's dead, then something similar is going to happen, right? And so when you start to look at the similarities, this area in yellow, I believe is this guy right here, and we'll make it yellow. Okay, so we've got on the way down, we've got a nice temporary bottom, a bit of a pump, but it's on the move down, right? It doesn't take a longer period of time. It took a very similar amount of time on the move down, a nice temporary significant bottom here, a good pump, and then almost immediately breached that low and came back down and made a new low. And same thing over here, right? Almost immediately breached that low and came down and made a new low. So if that means that this is similar to that, then it means that we're coming down to that previous area of consolidation, that breakout that we had, which we're at right now, right? Can you see that? Right here. So this previous area of consolidation that led to the breakout, we're at it right now, okay? And so if that is the case, then it means if we see something similar, we'll get a true bear market rally soon. And so what it means is maybe we chop around a bit more, okay? We might deviate below our current low a little bit to really test some of these wicks over here. Okay, and then ultimately coming up and having a bear market rally into this area, okay, before back down. And the reason why I say into that area is because it's up into supply, it's up into resistance, okay? It might taper off here temporarily with this low until it comes up and break, depending on how strong the move is, but ultimately that's exactly what we saw in this bear market rally. Came up right into that zone, right into that area, right here, okay? And didn't actually quite breach it, just came close up into supply until heavy pressure of selling came in. And so if we see something similar to that, then we could see prices of potentially upwards of $1, a dollar plus on Cardano, towards the new year kind of thing, towards first quarter, second quarter of 2023 type of thing. But what that means is that we haven't truly entered this last stage of the sell model coming into that area of consolidation. This is really just going to be a temporary bottom coming up until we come back down and then really start that area of accumulation, okay, to really begin our true bottom. And so if you just look at the date range here, we'll take the date range from that temporary local bottom that led to our bear market rally to the true bottom, okay, true bottom, which is right here. It was around 260 bars. Okay, so let's just drag that over just for comparison. So we'll say from potentially our local bottom that might form soon. Let's take it with a little bit of flexibility here. Let's say it's not going to happen immediately. Okay, so let's take it from, we'll say end of this year, beginning of next year of 2023. Okay, so what that means is we could see this nice move, right? Tricking people to think the bull market's back and then coming back down and then really making our ultimate bottom. that I spoke about, right? So that means that we could potentially see somewhere, let's take it with a grain of salt, near the end of 2023 to make our true bottom. Now there's opportunity, coming potentially to make a lot of money on this move, just having in mind that this might not be an actual cycle reversal, right? And we might actually still be coming down to make our true consolidation that will really capitulate a lot of people, okay? And so with that in mind, I think it keeps you patient to know that this could take, about a year to really develop. And so when you just look at what's happened in the past and compare it, it puts it into perspective for you. And really, when you look at this previous bear market from that we had, right, it really came full circle. Like look at the first area of consolidation or accumulation that we had. It really came full circle, like all the way down to where it started, pretty much, right? When you look at that true bottom, this one was a nice fake out, and then breached it almost immediately, and then came down and made our true low down here, came right back down, right to where it started when it was listed, at least on this exchange. So, if you look at this comparatively, you can see this coming pretty much all the way back down to where it started, right? And especially with all the news going on right now, I could see that a slow bleed out. But I don't think that, I do think that we're due still for some relief here. Maybe it's weaker than what we saw previously, just due to everything going on in the market, the industry as a whole. Who knows, right? But I do think that some sort of relief is coming. People start getting excited, they'll be buying again, and then really we will ultimately make out our accumulation zone somewhere in later 2023. I'm guessing the second half of 2023 at the least. Anyways, guys, that's Cardano for me. I'm really not looking at too much into the lower time frame stuff, honestly, just with everything going on. We could see some nice relief here. Honestly, we made this low. We're coming down, retesting it, about halfway on this right now. But ultimately, we're just considering the trend here, just lower highs and continuous lower lows. So I'm not as interested trading short term with any kind of size, but sticking to the high time frame charts keeps you patient, keeps it into perspective. And if we do see some serious market structure breaks, if we see a serious market structure break here, right, where we get a flip of this zone right there, then yeah, I'll start to really look for longs and I'll get interested again. But until we see that, I'm just sticking to the high time frame and being patient. Although I do think something similar to this is going to be coming in the near short term. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope this video was helpful. And if you're interested in Cardano, I think the main thing, like with alts, a lot of alts, is just being patient and having the long-term vision and knowing how to properly trade bear market rallies, staying objective and disciplined. So again, thanks so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can follow me on at CryptoVatsik on Twitter, and also just would really appreciate a like and subscription to this video and my channel on YouTube if you like this content. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.